Wow.
We are so great to see you. You look fantastic. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you so much. That was really nice, guys.
I mean, there's such a buzz around the whole block in New York City, just the fact that you're here. We're so excited.
Really?
Well, yeah, we
Aw.
got to talk about Midnights. Congrats on this,
Thanks.
bud. I just want to break down a couple of things. In just one day of sales, it became the top-selling album of the year already. Yeah, in just one day of sales of the whole year. Midnights broke Spotify's record for most streams in a day. Today, the top 10 songs on Apple Music and Spotify are from Midnights. You can plug your ears, because I'm just going to keep going.
No, I like it too much.
Rolling Stone called Midnights an instant classic in their 5-star review. Rolling Stone. And right now, this album is on track to sell well over 1 million copies in its first week. That is history, buddy.
That's
Congratulations.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
How are you feeling? Is it a lot? Is it exciting? Are you freaking?
I'm beside myself.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, it's actually, it's a concept record, but it's my first directly autobiographical album in a while, because the last album that I put out was a re-record of my album Red. So that has some space. You know, I wrote that stuff a decade ago. Folklore and Evermore, it was like story time. It was like mythology. Like, I'm creating a character. They went and did this and felt this way.
Yes.
So I'm feeling very overwhelmed by the fans' love for the record. I'm also feeling like very soft and fragile. So it's
everything.
The two can exist at once, but the fact that the fans have done this, like the breaking of the records and the going out to the stores and getting it. It's like, you know, I'm 32, so we're considered geriatric pop stars.
No, I don't think so.
They start trying to put us out to pasture at age 25. I'm just happy to be here.
No. I mean, that's so funny. Oh, you're just getting started, buddy. You're just getting started.
Oh.
You said a lot of this album is made out of 13 stories, 13 sleepless nights throughout your life.
Yeah.
Is it tough? I mean, I don't know how you do it. Do you just get up and go in the middle of your sleep? Or, you know, record something on your phone, or you jot something down, and you're like, this is something, I don't even know if it's good, I'm blurting it out. Or do you go like, oh, this has got a good hook?
I kind of do all of that.
Yeah, at once.
I love writing songs, poems, stories, scripts. I love writing those things because there's a part of it that I don't quite understand how it comes to fruition. There's something so mysterious about writing, but I've found that the more I write, the more I keep writing. I don't know what's been going on, but in the last 6 or 7 years, I've just been constantly making things, and the more things I make, the happier I am.
Yeah.
So I've just continued to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you guys like that.
No, we love it.
So yeah, some of them, sometimes it feels completely involuntary. Sometimes like your day is completely interrupted by a hook or a lyric or just a thing on piano, or sometimes you don't know what the place for it is going to be, but I just am always reaching for my phone and recording things.
And do you know Mastermind is going to be the 13th track?
Yeah.
Wow. That's meta. That's meta right there. That is so Mastermind.
I think over the years, my fans and we kind of have a really funny sort of, like, they tease me a lot, and I enjoy it.
You do, yeah.
And one of the things they like to make fun of me for is the kind of cryptic
yes.
needing to plan things out, and like, I think we've just stopped pretending it's accidental at this point.
Now it's fun. Now it's part of it.
Stopped.
It's almost like you write like 5 albums just for one album, because you're like, no, this has to mean this and this has. The way you listed just the names of the tracks was so exciting. We were
freaking out. Thank you for saying that was exciting. I was
loved
hoping
it.
people were like.
I loved it. It was so fun. You have with the bingo balls going around.
Yeah, I posted videos on TikTok of me with a vintage bingo cage, like with the handle. And I'd just announce track, one at a time.
And people, including me, I go, oh, I think that'll be my favorite song.
It's so
Without even hearing the song.
It's so cool to hear you say that, because that was just me, I don't know, with my phone and a bingo cage.
On this one, you collaborate with some very fun people. I saw Zoe Kravitz is listed. We love her.
Yes.
Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
Amazing. And then I saw on drums, is it Dylan O'Brien?
Dylan O'Brien.
I'm sorry.
So,
is he a drummer even?
He is.
Wow.
And, not a lot of people know that.
I did not know that.
And now they do.
Yeah.
But I love to make things with my friends. I love to work with my friends. I think that the experience of making something is just as important as how proud you are of it in the end. And I think it really informs how proud I am of something if I had a really joyful experience making something. This is a pretty dark album, but I'd say I had more fun making it than any album I've ever made.
Isn't that interesting?
Because I don't think that art and suffering have to be holding hands all the time. I think you can write songs about pain or grief or suffering or loss or hard things that you go through in life. Shame, love to write about that one. Self-loathing, I could go on. But I think I think, with time and with the more albums I put out, making albums and making things and writing things feels like a way to sort of like suck the poison out of a snake bite.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're
Get
putting
it
it in the music, you're putting it in a song, and it could be the most harrowing song you have ever heard, but we had a blast making it.
Good.
And with Snow on the Beach, which features the genius Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
You should.
No,
And so, very lucky to have collaborated with her on that. And Dylan was actually in the studio with me and Jack, because a lot of the time we record at his place, and Dylan was just hanging out, like drinking wine with us and listening to stuff. And he was just trying out the drum kit there. He wasn't serious.
Yeah.
But we were.
That's how it happens.
As I said, we were drinking wine, and so we were just sort of like, oh, we haven't recorded the drums for this one yet. See if you want to. And he played the drums on the song.
Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes it just happens like that.
But did you know him before the film all too well? Or?
So no, I didn't. I reached out to him to be in the short film for All Too Well, because I had always really loved his work. I also felt like he seemed like a very quick-witted person, and I knew that
He's funny.
I wanted the character to be charming. I wanted that sort of charming, quick cleverness and the charisma to be why we love the character, because there's a lot of complexity to that character that makes us not love him as much. So I wanted Dylan to bring something.
His layers,
to the character to make us, love him, and I do think that was achieved in the short film. Meanwhile, Dylan and I become really close friends. Jack becomes really close friends with Dylan. We all start hanging out all the time. It's the same with Sadie Sink, who was in it. I've been very lucky to work with really nice, really talented people, and that's not something I ever take for granted. And a lot of the time, we end up really good friends.
But is it because you've done the albums, you've done the re-recordings, but also you haven't toured in like 4 years.
I
know. We want you to.
I think I should do it.
Are we talking sooner than later?
No, I should do it.
Yeah. When it's time, you'll let us know.
When it's time, we'll do it. I miss it. I really miss it. I miss, when you write songs and you're proud of the songs and you have the fans reacting.
Yeah.
The most potent way that you can see them react is when you're looking into their faces. Do you know what I mean? I miss that a lot. I really miss that connection.
They're looking at you right now. They're
yeah. So it's like, I'm thinking something like it's like this, but with singing.
Yeah, okay, good.
So.
By the way, I saw you receive a doctorate from NYU, and you had a very great speech. You're a doctor, Dr. Taylor Swift. Sorry, I should have announced you earlier as doctor.
No, it's
Introduced
fine.
you as doctor.
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry,
I
I'm
respond
just
to
getting
many
used to it.
things.
Yeah. And you said, you made a funny joke. You're like, I'm a doctor, but I'm not the doctor you need. In case of an emergency, do not call me.
Yeah.
But you call me if you need me to name breeds of cats.
Yeah.
You know, I could be a doctor at that. And you said, like, I could name, like, I don't know, 50 breeds of cats or something like that.
Yeah, that was me committing an act of extreme hyperbole.
Yeah.
With the 50 cats. I think I was like, I can name 50 cats in 5 seconds. I was trying to make a joke. I don't think I can actually do that.
Well, we were actually thinking, can you see how many cats you can name in 30 seconds? And just do it? If you can't, I mean, we have the time, right? We have a clock.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see how many cat breeds you can name in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
When is the start? No, don't start it now.
No, don't start.
Wait till
Stop.
You have to say go. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is really serious.
Yeah, it really was.
Okay. You have to say when you say go.
When I say go, you already have your first one?
Yeah.
Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
Scottish Fold, Ragdoll, Ragamuffin, Maine Coon, British Short Hair, Exotic Short Hair, American Short Hair, Devon Rex, Cornish Rex, Sphinx Cat, Abyssinian, Persian, Siberian, Burmese, Norwegian Forest Cat, Ossa Cat, Bengal, Bombay Cat, Russian Blue. Is there a British Blue? Munchkin Cat, a black cat, a calico cat, a cat that knocks pens off of desks.
No! Last time you were here, we talked about your short film, All Too Well. It was about to come out, and then it went on to win 3 VMAs, including Video of the Year. Do you think you'll direct all of your videos from here on forward?
I really love doing it.
You're great at it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Writing them and then directing them, that's kind of the way that it works in my head. If I write it, then I can shot list it and I can storyboard it and I know how to shoot it. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
If someone else wrote the concept or the treatment or the manuscript or whatever, I don't think I would love it as much, but it's the thing that goes hand in hand, the writing and directing.
Antihero, it's hilarious. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I love it. It's so good.
Thank you.
My favorite, besides some of the casting, my favorite is when you're like, I feel like a giant's coming in and like kind of ruining the party and coming in and you sneak in and you're a giant at this dinner party and they're all freaking out, screaming.
Yeah.
But then you eat
Too
some
big
of the
to hang out.
But then you eat some of the food with this tiny fork.
Yeah,
So
it was such a blast because we shot that in 2 sized rooms, right? Like one of the rooms had our actors who were at the dinner party, and it was a normal sized room, and they had to act with like a laser pen, and I'd just be like, and a monster's coming in the room. Follow the laser pen.
Yeah.
It's a scary monster.
And that's you, yeah.
And then we had a teeny tiny little room with a teeny tiny table. We just had the most amazing production design, and we had the most incredible crew. And they just got me this tiny little fork.
Yeah.
And tiny little wine
a
bottle.
little tiny wine bottle.
It was just incredible.
It's so well done, and you cast some great people in here to play.
Oh yeah, I was really lucky with the casting of my beautiful children.
Mary Elizabeth Ellis, John Early, and of course, Mike Birbiglia right there, who is one of the funniest human beings I know.
Absolutely.
And you were saying that I might have had something to do with him getting cast?
Well, so one of the prerequisites of when I cast anyone for anything is like, are they fun? And are they nice? And are we gonna have a fun time on set? Obviously, like, talent, that's number one. Like, do you fit the part?
Yeah.
But then there's also this sort of caveat of like, but like, we're gonna be on set for a while. Like, is this gonna be a blast, or is this, does this person have like this internal struggle with what they do and they can't stand acting, but they're good at it? Like, I meet a lot of people out and about, and that's how I'll cast things. So you had a pizza party, and I went to it, and I ended up in a corner talking to Mike Birbiglia and his wife, Jen, who's a poet.
Yeah.
All night. They're the most wonderful people. And I just remember thinking, because I'd seen Mike in things, and I'd seen some of his, you know, he does these amazing shows. He just makes such thoughtful performances and,
so
and
he has
comedy.
a new one coming out on Broadway.
Yeah, he has one that I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to them, and I was just thinking, I'd written the anti-hero video, and I was like, he's perfect. I want him to play my son, Preston. My future son.
Your future son, Preston.
My country club going son,
and they
Preston.
get in a big argument over the will and what you left them.
Yeah, it was great. Like I also met Mary Elizabeth Ellis at a party, and so it's a great way to cast stuff.
Just go to parties.
You don't nobody has to audition. Just come up and say hi at a party.
We had amazing pizza that night, and
It was great. It was a blast. I mean, there's some good pictures from that night too.
Well, you had this camera. You had a really cool camera. I don't know, it was like something from the 80s.
Push a button, it goes flash.
Yeah, and it's real film.
Then you
and so
remember it.
there's a nice photo that I really appreciate you. I don't know how this happened, but at one point we ended up doing a cheerleader pyramid.
That's because
That's me there.
that's because wine.
Yeah,
as well.
wine was involved. Yes.
That's
And there's Mike and there's Jack. And then I thought it'd be funny, because we were having fun, and there was other people on the set too. And I was taking your camera, and I just kept taking photos of other things.
Yeah,
Just
which
'cause I go,
everybody loves that guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because then you go and you get the candid shots, and then I
get it developed,
develop
you
the
go,
pictures.
oh.
I'm like, that's so great that I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, and then you're in some of the photos, because usually if it's your camera, you're taking all the
Yeah,
pictures.
it's a good guy to be.
Yeah, and then I took probably the worst photo I've ever seen of myself. Ever.
Let's see it.
I'm gonna show it but I'm upset to really show it. I'm not know if I'm ready for this. But Jack keeps sending this to me because he thinks it's the funniest thing. It's so bad. Honestly, this is like therapeutic for me. All right, here it is, a selfie that I took of myself.
Wow.
What? It's so gross.
It's so
This
beautiful.
It looks
Just
like I
the-
have tape on my
being
nose.
I just never thought I'd see inside of your brain. It's so special to get to
so
see all
gross.
the way up the nostril into the navel cavities.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen, and I go, oh, I have to just, I have to lay it all out there. Like, I'm taking lessons from you for Midnight. So I'm laying it all
That's
out there.
a gorgeous photo. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just don't want you-
'cause that's what the night really was. Okay?
Oh my
Pyramid, everybody's
Yes.
posing.
This I love.
This was the mode I was in that night.
Oh my God.
This is the goal I'm
it's
trying.
just- whew, and you can't delete film, you know what I'm saying? That is the most embarrassing. I'm sweating. Can you feel the heat coming off me? It's so bad. You've announced that a new video is coming out at midnight tonight.
Yes.
It's around midnight.
Yes.
It's around midnight right now. Can you say what song
Yes.
this video is for?
It's for a song called Bejeweled. Oh,
Love it.
good. Okay, approved.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, the first video, Antihero, I was like, this is going to be the first single. And I knew that, but I was like, I want to make a video that is just for the fans who like certain things like glitter and Easter eggs. And lots of little cameos. And so basically, I was thinking about Midnights, the concept, and I was like, where do we hear about Midnights a lot? We hear about it a lot when we talk about the Cinderella fairy tale.
Yep.
And so I was like, what if we did a little twist on a Cinderella story, and I could cast my friends, you know, like my best friends, the Haim sisters. What if they played the stepsisters? And I was like, what if we really shoot for the stars with the other casting? With like, you know, what if I was like Oscar winner Laura Dern playing my stepmother? And
How'd you get in touch with Laura Dern?
it's like Oscar winner Laura Dern.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've written a script. It's a one scene script in which you are going to call me a tired, tacky wench.
And she was like, I'm in.
And she was like, I'm down. She's the coolest. She's so funny. She's another one. I'm like, friend.
Yes. How do
You are my friend now.
How do you direct Laura Dern, like Oscar winner Laura Dern? How do you?
Oh, I mean, you know, directing Oscar winner Laura Dern is easier than anything I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, she just says, yeah, I know how to do it, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Give it to
she's
me.
just the greatest, and she's, I mean, I don't even believe I'm saying things like this. And
Yeah.
so then we have one of my favorite performers who I think has been so influential in pop music, and I've nicknamed this character not the fairy godmother, but the fairy goddess, and that is played by Dita Von Teese.
Oh, yeah.
Who is, I think, one of the most iconic performers, and it's so exciting to get to see her do what she does in this.
Yes.
Jack Antonoff is in it. The genius, legendary makeup artist and creator Pat McGrath is in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really, really, really excited.
And this one you were saying, but I'll let you say again, this has maybe the most Easter
A
eggs.
psychotic amount. It is like we have a PDF file for the Easter eggs in this video.
Yes!
Because there are so many that we could not keep track.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, hey, hey.